Hey, Turkey Growers and Smokers, just on my way to work this morning. Just a little quick synopsis of what went on yesterday with Brian Pallister. It's kind of funny because we figured out when we got there and we sat down at the table, it probably technically wasn't for people like myself or the people that I brought with me. The only reason being is I think it was like a thank you party for all the volunteers. It went well. I basically ran into Brian in the parking lot. He did park his van right beside my truck that was all deckled up, let us grow. He did say that basically every time I asked him about 4 plants, all he did was try and change the subject and trying to bring in some other idea. Like he says, oh, we're going to wait for edibles. And I said, edibles has nothing to do with growing 4 plants. So why the hell would we have to wait for edibles? That's one of the instances where he got a little frustrated and a little flustered, and you could tell he was getting pissed off. You know what? I was calling him out. I was being straight. I basically blocked him up at the doorway so he couldn't get through without talking to me. But he did continue to talk to me. I was quite disappointed that once we did sit down at the table after talking to Brian, I had Reg Helwer come up to me. I used to teach volleyball, or I used to help coach the volleyball team with Reg at Vincent Massey. And Reg came to me and was rather rude and was telling me basically to get the hell out of there, that I shouldn't be there and talking about any of this stuff, that this isn't the right place for that. You know what? I don't know where the hell the right place is. So, every time I tried to talk to Pallister, he never wants to give him the opportunity. So I took the opportunity. So I was really pissed off at that. Reg, man, don't talk to me like that. I don't like that kind of shit, okay? If you're going to be a politician, you don't tell me that I can't say my piece and I can't stand up for my right. And if you paid attention to what Brian Pallister said when he was standing up there, he said, kudos to me for coming and advocating for 4 plants, because that's what we need to do. Okay, that's my rant for that part of it, okay? Then Brian came up to me before he went up to speak. He came up to the table and spoke to me again, and to the rest of the group at the table. There was a half a dozen of us there. It was quite the opportunity. We asked him a bunch of questions. We couldn't nail him down on anything. He literally, one of his sentences was, he doesn't want to say anything in front of the media. So, obviously scared to either say that his opinion is don't grow 4 plants because he looks like he's monopolizing it, or he's going against our Constitution. It doesn't look good. And he wouldn't even dare say that he was looking for the future to legalize it. So, basically he said nothing. I put him on the spot though, so he had to try and answer, but he flubbed it all up. He couldn't figure out what to say. He kept on trying to bring up something else, like, oh yeah, we'll wait and see. Oh, we don't have to be like everybody else. It's a constitutional right. You need to be like everybody else. Anyways, then we'll move on to the rest. So then he went up for his speech. I really could care less about all the turds that were falling out of his mouth because it really didn't mean anything. He did, acknowledge us there advocating for 4 plants, and kudos to us. So he was, tried to be happy that we were there, but whatever. So then at the end of the whole thing, we're ready to leave because there's nothing going on. It's just a bunch of people yapping about nothing, and nobody wanted to talk to us that was there from their committee or anything, or be acknowledged that they're actually behind us. There was a few people there that were supporting us. That was awesome. But just so he was being interviewed, back behind a curtain, so I waited on the side there, waited to talk to him, just to be, and I'll be honest with you, all I did was I went up there to wait, to basically shake his hand and thank him for speaking to me, okay? That was all that I was waiting there for, okay? But I was waiting there for a while. He was, probably 5 minutes, going on to 10. And then I saw Brian, look over at me, seeing that I was still standing there waiting to talk to him. Then he signaled to some woman who signaled to one of these other MPs, one new guy. I don't even know his name. I don't even care. But he came over to me to start bugging me why I'm there. He's like, oh, can I help you? What do you need? I said, well, I just want to talk to Brian, you know what I mean? And he says, well, he's really busy. He doesn't have time to talk to everybody. I'm like, well, you know what, man? I don't know. Yeah, I said, you got a problem? Like, you got a problem with me standing here waiting to want to talk to him? It's like, there's a problem with me talking to him? Like, what's your problem? Oh, no. And I'm like, okay, then go on your merry way. all I'm standing here for, I just want to shake his hand and thank him for talking to me. I said, you have a problem with that? Is there some kind of issue? And, you know, he went on his merry way. You know what? Both of these guys try to stand up, you know, both of these MLAs, all these MLAs, try to stand up to me. The only guy, and I'm going to give this kudos out, okay? The only guy that was nice to me was Rick Crest. That was it. That was the only guy who said hi and was nice to me in the parking lot. And Lenny Ifslesen stayed away from me, didn't even want to say nothing to me. Reg Howard was nothing but rude to me. The other guy that they got as a crony was acting like a freaking bodyguard. Like, whatever, you guys. Like, I'm not a scary guy. I don't think, anyways. Obviously, you guys must have been scared of me for some reason. Or maybe scared of the questions. And I think that's really what it was. You knew that I was coming, and you knew I was going to ask some tough questions, and God forbid you have to answer one of them, right? And that's what it really boiled down to. Like, you know what? I am not a supporter of any politician. I am definitely not a supporter of politicians who don't want to give us a right for 4 plants. So that's what I was there for. I don't need the 4-plant grow. Some people are thinking like, oh, you know, he just wants to grow 4 plants. No, I got a permit for 120 fucking plants, okay? So the 4 plants, I don't give a shit. It's for you guys that I'm getting the 4-plant grow. It's for you, Manitobans, for society, for the constitutional right to grow your 4 plants. Like, we're the only ones left, Manitoba. You know, and you know what? Basically, Brian was bumping the whole time that, oh, you know, at least, you know, I'm going to fulfill promises that I make, because he would refuse to promise to legalize 4 plants because he would fail in that promise, right? So don't even promise it. And he literally told me, well, you're going to have to fight it in court. No, we're not going to do it. You're going to have to fight it in court. It's exactly what he said to me in the parking lot. The other disappointment of the evening yesterday was, after all the photos that were taken by paparazzi and the media and all this kind of stuff, when I was talking to Brian Pallister, I still have not seen an article about us coming to his meeting, and I think that they kind of put the kibosh on that, because I think they were very worried that I was going to steal their thunder and turn their whole thing into you know, thing coming out here in all about 4 plants, which that's what they didn't want this to be about. They were here to, you know, thank their party for helping, and all the people in their party for helping and all this kind of stuff. You know what? But again, I took the opportunity. So all these guys could be haters and whatever. I really don't care. You know what? I'm looking out for other people. I'm not looking out for myself. I'm not looking out for how I look to other people. I really don't care. All these politicians care, though. I'll tell you that right now, because I could see that yesterday. Anyways, I don't know who to vote for. You know what? I'd love to talk to Wap Canoe. You know, he still hasn't responded to me. So Wap Canoe, if you want to, let us know if you're going to let us grow 4 plants. All of us would like to know, because right now Dougal Lamont is the only one who said he is going to follow federal law. It's a pretty simple answer, right? I'm going to follow federal law. So if any of you other people, or the Green Party or anybody else, wants to put out a statement, we are going to follow federal law for the ability of Manitobans to grow 4 plants, that's what I want to hear. Pallister said no, so that's where Pallister's going to go. I'm sorry, Pallister, I don't really care about anything else that you did. I'm not into politics, but I'm into growing 4 plants. So unless I cannot vote consciously for a politician that does not uphold federal law, does not uphold our constitutional right. Why would you bring somebody like that into office? And when I did tell him, I said, so you want me to go to court, so now you're going to make taxpayers foot the bill to fight to get our constitutional right to grow 4 plants? And he said, yes, that's what you're going to have to do. I said, you should take the money out of your own pocket, and you should fight Manitobans to take away our right, and not use taxpayers' money. I said, you need to fight to take away our right. And he laughed. And that's how these politicians are. Anyways, it's Rick at Growers and Smokers. I got some vids and stuff that I've had from some people that shot in there. I'm going to try and post it up. It's very hard to hear from all the people in the background. But, you know, if you really pay attention, you can probably catch a few things. But anyways, it's Rick at Growers and Smokers. Happy Saturday. You know what? Let's go stir the pot. Let's ruffle some feathers. You know what? I think I got an idea. I might start printing some lettuce, if you want to grow 4 plants bumper stickers. If any of you are interested, and if you're actually still listening to this video, let me know in the comments if you're interested. You know what, I don't want to make any money off that kind of stuff, but I'd like to cover my fees. So, you know what, if anybody knows of a good printing company that would be wanting to print up a whole bunch of bumper stickers that say that, you know, give them a shout out here too, because I'd like to talk to them. But I think we should push this. You know, election is here, and, you know, I am so terrified that Brian Pallister is going to get elected in. Like, I'm honestly scared for Manitobans. You could see that he's like a bully in the playground. You know what I mean? He'll go into the playground, make up his own rules, and then he'll fight you for them. And you got to fight, you know, you got to go tell the teacher. So that's what we got to do. We got to go tell the teacher, which is the government, which is the judge, which is the Supreme Court. And we've got to go and, you know, oh, we can't grow 4 plants. No, it should be Brian crying, Pallister. Oh, I don't want them growing 4 plants. Brian crying Pallister. That's what I'm going to call him now. Anyways, all I got from them yesterday was a bunch of turds falling out of their mouth. They really had nothing of essence to say, nothing but bad talking wop canoe to boot. It was quite disappointing. I'm guessing he's pretty scared, because he was saying that he will never fulfill promises and all this kind of stuff, that Brian does nothing but fulfill promises. Yes, he does. He fulfills the promise that Manitobans will not be able to grow 4 plants. That's the promise he's going to fulfill. That's it. So if you want to grow 4 plants, you cannot vote for Pallister. Okay, you cannot vote for him. He is not going to make this easy. He is not going to make this easy whatsoever, and he's more than willing to fight us against it. This is absolutely disgusting. Like, I am so pissed off at this whole ordeal. Like, I even gave him, and I'll do a readout of what my whole question situation was going to be at that whole meeting thing at the community center there. But I did give him a copy so he could read it at home before he goes to bed. So I'm hoping that I'm keeping him up at night and I'm giving him nightmares. You know what I mean? Now, you know, he heard the name, he knew my name, but now he's got the face to the name. So now you might not like me, but you'll never forget me. So it's Rick Mack, Growers and Smokers, signing off for another day, and we'll talk to you later. Cheers, guys.